Hi everyone, it's Nicole from Nicole Jones #1 Colors, where we're going to be working on today our weekly WIPs. So I decided to talk about 3 things, and we're also going to work on a couple of pages together. So one, we're going to talk about the pages that I worked on since we last saw you. 2, I'm going to show you the WIPs that I have, because the whole point of this is to have more WIPs. We'll go back to that. And then, like I said, we're going to be working on 2 pages this week. Now, I'm going to work 45 minutes today on one page and 45 minutes tomorrow. So today's Thursday. I don't even know what date we are. Whatever date it is, I think we're the 12th. And tomorrow we're going to be working on one page, and I'll publish this on Saturday. Okay, so now let's talk about the pages that I worked on since we last saw you. So last week at the end of the video, I think I had 6 WIPs, which, yay. So let's see how many WIPs I have left. So this was one of the WIPs that I had, and now it is a complete page, and that's in Meine Reise durch Asien by Rita Berman. I followed a tutorial by Karen, My Colorful Country Life. I changed a few things. Her balloon is way lighter. I just decided to put less colors in it, and it's a little darker. It's okay. It's okay. This page is okay. I like it. There's a couple places, like the balloon, I found that the pencils were hard to blend. I think I changed the colors of the clouds too. I made them more purple. And they have, it's kind of like a Rita Berman kind of feeling. 2-3 colors in one. And I think I changed the colors. I don't like gold, so the only thing gold I did was this and this and then this. And then the rest, instead of doing gold, I did blue and purple gel pens. Okay, so a couple things. I didn't have my glasses on, and I was having one heck of a time seeing. And then I remembered, oh, you don't have the book to tell you everything you've used and all that good stuff. So, Meine Reise durch Asien, the whale, I started on the 4th of March. I finished it on the 7th. I used Prismacolor gel pen and Tule Art, which is the white. I'm just going to put this to the side here so I have it. So yeah, like I said, I had fun making it. And I mean, it only took 3 days. That's what I love about Rita's books. Like the pages, I just go through them so fast. The other book I worked on was Meine Reise durch Africa. And I worked on, this was a WIP last week, and I worked on the zebra page. And again, I finished it. So this, I started on the 5th of March. I finished it on the 8th. I used Prismacolor, soft pastels, Tule Art, and gel pens. And I really, again, I followed Karen's tutorial. And I really like how this turned out. It was a quick page. And it's another win. So the Meine Reise durch Africa, that was part of the 26 and 2026. So it did 2 things. It colored an untouched book, and it worked on my 26 and 2026. And this one here, I'm going to do another video. Be on the lookout for it sometime in the next week. I'm going to talk about the artists I want to focus on. I know we're in March, but it's never too late to do something good, right? And I want to focus on certain books and certain artists, and I'll talk about that in that video. And but spoiler alert, this book here, definitely I want to see how many pages I can get done. I can give you a little flip through of what I do have done up to now. I have the snake done, I have, this is in March, so then we'll see in December how many I got done. I got this one done. And I got this one done. I got these two done. I got this one done. I got this one done. And I got this one done. Don't forget, I'm a fairly new colorist, so this is all since September. So since, 6 months or so, 7 months. So not too bad. Now, the next book that I worked in was Lulu's House of Wonder. And the page, that we started together last week is this one here. And now it's a completed page. So I love it. I love that. I don't know if I should give everything because that's kind of like all my books. Yes, because some people don't watch these. So yes, it's fine. This is Lulu's House of Wonder, the Skunks. I started on the 5th with you guys, and I finished on the 6th. I used alcohol markers, my Artex pencils, Tule Art, and gel pen. And this was one of the first time that I did fur texture, and I love it. Love it. I love my strawberries too. I'm not in love with, I just remembered after I put my alcohol marker down, I'm like, oh, and these Neo Color. I didn't put Neo Color in there. I got to put Neo Colors that I wanted to do the light source, but it's okay. All of this is, I'm learning. And I'm hoping that, in 5 years, I'll see how much I've improved. But, as a newbie, I think this is not too bad. So I have to remember to put Neo Color in that book. Another book that was a WIP last week was Fairy Tale Worlds by Maria Troy. And it was this, I knew I was going to finish this one. All I had left to do was the 2 elves. And this has been a WIP for a long time because I started it in February. So let me see here. I started on the 14th of February and I finished it on the 8th of March. I did use soft pastels, Artex pencils. I used my Wink of Stella. And when I put it on the page for this guy here, it just spit like a whole bunch of things, like the Wink of Stella. I like the way this turned out, but this, I'm not too impressed. And it kind of buckled the page, and there's, it's not wet anymore, but I'm hoping I can cover that when I do this page. But so I was a little sad, but we'll just move on, and I'll try to figure out something to cover that up. So I really like that page. I think it's so cute. I followed Jess from A Coloring Bumblebee in this one. I should do a little column that if I followed somebody's tutorial that I remember to say it. This was Erica from Elm Colors. I think I said it when we were doing it, but I like to say it every time. So this was Jess from Coloring Bumblebee. And the last one that was a WIP is this one here, and it is now a finished page. And this was all Prismacolors. Every single thing, including the background. Now I followed Karen from My Colorful Country Life. Now I went in, I took the pencils, and then I didn't follow along her whole video. I just kind of did my own thing. So I took let's see if it was pencil 1034, I went so far in, and then I went a little further in with the other ones. So I don't know how close I am to hers, but it's okay. That's the whole point, is I'm trying to learn. So I think I followed the first part, 1034. And then I was like, oh, this is too much. Like it was like a lot. So then I just kind of did my own thing after that because it was a lot. So, and plus I was like, you know, try to do it on your own. And same with the leaves. I think I did the first color, and then, you know, I go at the end and then I kind of do that, but then the rest I kind of had fun on my own, and I kind of added a little bit of yellow to their faces because if the sun, or you know, if it's rising or sunsetting, then maybe they're getting a little bit of yellow on their face. So I love this. My son lives 10 hours away. He's an artist, so he loves anything, you know, anything to do with color. And this, you know, an artist drew this, so he loves anything like that. And I was showing him and he was like, oh, how did you do that sunset? I said, with pencils. He's like, the blending is flawless. I was like, well, it's not, but thank you. So that was Fragile World by Kirby Rosannes. I don't even know if I said that at the beginning. I'm a little all over the place, and we'll talk a little bit more about it when we work on the pages for this week. Now, another WIP. This, I've never talked about this before because I started it last week. Romantic Country, the second tale. I'm following the tutorial by Karen, My Colorful Country Life, and the background is Distress Ink. Now she put a moon here, and I decided to make it so that it looks like it's like a sunrise, like the sun is rising. And then I put white acrylic paint. Now, I did use drawing gum and covered everything to do the Distress Ink. And I didn't do the whole flower here, but it's okay. We'll try to color that with pencils. So yeah, so it's a sunrise on this creepy house. And this would probably be, you know, a good page for October, but I'm not a mood colorist for the most part. Well, I guess I am. I color what I feel like. So I guess that's kind of like my mood. I'm not a season colorist. I'm a mood colorist. So I'm gonna color what I feel like. And I felt like coloring this page here. So that's what I'm hoping, you know, next week when I show this to you, that I'll have a little bit more done. I started on the 8th of March and I really haven't done anything else since. But as you saw, I finished 6 pages, 5 in 5 books, because the Pandas is a double page spread. I count it as a finish, 2 pages. So I'm happy about that. So that's a WIP. And then, of course, we started on this one last week by R.J. Hampson, Mountain King. We started on this page, and you remember how I got some here, marker here. I don't know why I didn't have it open all the way, and it came through here. So if I didn't want to do a background for that one, now I have to. Maybe I'll color it all in black and just have the crown sticking out. I have to do something to fix that. And then last night I came to work on it again, and I'm like, what is this? And then I flipped it over, and all this part wasn't colored. So I colored that. And all I have left to do on this is the flowers and the grass. Flowers and grass. A little bit of the dirt here. The gray steps and his horns. And I'll be done. Oh, and this. I got to shade the metal workings on that but that's not too bad. Oh, and I probably want to do something with this. So just a little bit of stuff. I love my gold. I love how I turned this into gold. I love it. So that's quite a bit of progress. I should have this done by next week, no problem. But I love this page by R.J. Hampson, and I used, in the end, I used Black Widow pencils a little bit, not too much. I think just on the dragon and my polychromos. I tried to find on Amazon when I bought this, but I was just watching somebody else, and I know it was like 2015, 2016 or something like that, because now they have a different finish on the ends. So this is super old pencils, and I had never used them. So I'm so glad I took them out. And this is the Black Widow edition. And I just ordered three more cases, like 3 more sets, I guess. And probably I'll order the last 3 that I need, and then I'll have all the Black Widows. I've always wanted them. I just wanted to try them first, and I did like them. On Amazon paper, though, I think I like the polychromos more. I haven't found my perfect pencils for Amazon paper yet, but I really like how, if you remember, this was really splotchy, and I've fixed that. And the sky here, and I'm gonna do some, probably like a night sky up here too. The 2 books I'm gonna be working on in this video is Steampunk Revival by R.J. Hampson, Untouched Books, and the one we're gonna be working on today is it's this page here, but I've made photocopies. I had bookmarked it, but a lot has happened. There it is. It was just the page before. So this page here, that's what we're going to be working on today. And I'm not following anybody's tutorial. I kind of picked out my own pencils and stuff. Well, markers up to now, alcohol markers. And then tomorrow we're going to be working on this one. And that I have yet to pick anything for it. But this is what I'm thinking. Light brown trees, pink foliage, purple flowers, and then she'll be dressed in, purple and pink. And then the only part I haven't figured out is what color to use, for the skeleton of the dinosaur. And then the grass, I don't know if I'm going to do like a magical, again, color for grass, because where we're doing pink trees, I don't know. And if we're doing purple flowers, I don't know. So I'm going to photocopy this and then play with it. But that's what I plan. After we work on this today, I'm going to go and photocopy this and then figure the colors for tomorrow. So again, today we're going to be working in R.J. Hampson Steampunk Revival. And this is the artwork I want to work on. I just love it. I think it's so cool. It's called Snail Trail. This time I'm going to make sure that the book is open, really open. I wonder if I should get like a bull clip and do that, right? Like really push it open. I don't think I'm going to go right to the spine. I think this one here, I'm going to keep it inside here anyway. But So what I like to do is I photocopy the artwork, and then I can work on, look how long it took me to figure out which color of sky I want to do. And even now, I'm not really sure. Do I want to do 178 or do I want to do 182? Which, by the way, I'm going to be using a mix of Copics today, alcohol markers, Ohuhu, and my new Artex Oros. So a blend of all those. I really like the box for this, and I like that it does this. So I have it on I have a bookshelf where I'm keeping all my coloring stuff, and it sits like this. And I can see my markers, and one, it keeps my markers horizontal, so it's perfect instead of having to purchase another one of those white containers, which eventually I might do, but it's not an expense I have to do now, right? So I like that. So I'll just tell you as I go ahead and figure out what colors I'm going to be using, because I changed my mind many times. So I kind of have to go through and just figure out as we go. You know what? We're going to start with C1 because we're going to do all the metal stuff. And again, I got to put something in behind. What am I doing? What am I doing? Okay. Oh, and like I said, the Black Widows. So I printed that off by Coloring Bliss. And so these are my 24 colors for now. I'm going to put them in page protectors here, but I've already started. So when the rest of my pencils come in, I can just keep on swatching. But I like to take those now and just stick them in behind because it's a plastic card anyway, and because it has a cardstock inside, it makes it a little bit more sturdier. If I'm a little off today, when I start telling you what's been going on, it's gonna explain everything. I didn't sleep last night. I kept falling asleep and waking up, and falling asleep and waking up all night. I've talked before about my daughter and the big surgery she had on her brain back in July. And, you know, it's been rough going. In August, exactly a month later, she ended up in the ER and was unresponsive, and they had to do the sternum rub, and like it was a scary time, and ended up in the hospital for 9 days, and her body was reacting to the patch, and she had to go on steroids. And I don't think I've ever cried so much in all my life, you know, for the last year. Like, this started it started before that, but they kept telling her it was in her head, but it got really bad in January. She was seeing double and, you know, like losing feeling in her arm and all that. And still they were trying to say that it was in her head. And I'm telling you, as women, they tell us a lot of the stuff is in our head, which is sad. Be an advocate for yourself and push, you know, push to get answers. Thankfully for our GP, he's the one that said, no, you are not a complainer. You're tough, and you know, like, keep pushing through everything. You had a broken back for 3 years, and they kept telling her it was in her head. And, you know, they did the surgery 3.5 years later, and it was still broken. You know, this was before this thing. This was in 2000. She had her surgery in 2017. So from 2014 to 2017, you know, it was in her head. I think I'm gonna make this silver too, or gray, metal. And so anyway, yesterday she ended up, I think I talked about this last week, that she has really bad days and still. And anyway, yesterday it was really, really bad. And the worst that it's been in a long time. Should I make those straps? No, I'll make the straps a different color. Anyway, she ended up staying home. And of course, I had the baby, all day like I normally do. I'm going to need coffee today, guys, because, girls, people, peeps. Because I didn't have much sleep. Okay, so I had the baby all day. And usually, we're going to go with E44. I changed my mind. I don't like those colors, so I'm going to go with this color, E44. So my husband went and picked up Lexi yesterday morning because she was in so much pain. She didn't feel like she could drive. So he went and picked her up. And my back is still really bugging me. So lifting, we didn't want her to have to lift her to put her in the car seat. So my husband went and he put her in the car seat and he brought her here. And usually, she'll, text me, how's Lexi's day or whatever, nothing. So at 4:30, I started panicking. So I texted her and there's still no answer. So I was about ready to text her husband. He was at work, but I was going to see if he had heard from her at all during the day, And she texted and said, I just woke up. So she had slept all day from 8 o'clock in the morning because she hadn't slept all night because she had been in so much pain. And so anyway, she came over. She ended up buying supper for Lexi. And I was making potatoes, and we had bought a chicken from Costco, and I made carrots. And so anyway, she ended up having supper here. I had made bouillon, which is like an Acadian dish. It's like chicken. It's like a soup, but it's chicken, potatoes, carrots, and I put yellow beans, and I make dumplings in it. I tweak. Every recipe I make, I always tweak it. I make it my own, and so she loves that. So I said, I still have some left over of that, or you can have some of our supper tonight. She said, well, this marker has been spitting. It spit again. I don't know why. It's been spitting. Like I haven't filled it up lately, so it's not as if there's too much ink or something. I don't know what's going on. So of course it's going to go beyond the thing because it's got extra ink. So I don't know. Maybe I can do, I don't know if this paper takes Neo color really well. Probably not. I was thinking maybe I could do like Beyond, but soft pastels maybe. I could do a little bit of soft pastels on the outside. Now I'm afraid to use it, but I don't have a choice. I mean, I have to do the rest of this. So anyway, she ended up having supper here, and then she waited till her husband is off work at 6. So she waited till he was home so then he could take Lexi out of the car. and, you know, kind of take care of her, put her to bed and stuff. That child has been through so much trauma, and she senses when her mom is not doing well, and will say, like, she's not even 3, and will say, "Are you okay? Are you okay, mommy?" So we're trying to make it so it's the least amount of trauma on that child as possible. And because I can tell you, I'm quite a bit older than her, and the trauma on me was, I was like, "You need to call the neurosurgeon." And she's like, "Mom, I talked to him about it in January, and he said that it was normal. My muscles, because he cut through all the muscles and nerves, they're kind of adjusting, and it could be up to a year before." I said, "Yeah, but it sounded like it was worse this time." And so anyway, I didn't sleep at all. Like, and even when she was telling me, she said, "It's better today, Mom. I just have bad days. It still hurts, but it's better." I just started bawling, like just before I turned on the camera. I didn't know if I was going to be able to film today, but at the same time, you know, like I feel like I have to keep my brain occupied. It's just, it's been a year, you know, that we went to HE double hockey stick, and I feel like I still can't breathe, you know, until she has her 1 year MRI, and that he says that it's not back, or, you know. Anyway, so I had an eye appointment. I talked about that last week. It was on Monday. We went. It was super fast, but she asked me, "Did you notice any, you know," and I wish they would tell you, say the questions before you go, because my brain is so all over the place. I was like, "No, not really." But if, you know, did your vision change? But I think if they would have asked before, you know, think about this, you know. But they don't know that you've been through a trauma for the last year either. So, anyway, my right eye is so bad, and it's the beginning of cataract. She's like, "You're pretty young for this, but it happens. And right now, it's just a baby one." That's what she said. "It's just a baby one, and we can fix it with glasses. So I need far away vision," which I did have before, but it went from a plus 125 to a minus 50. Yep. And my right eye and my left eye are completely different. And my left eye is still at a plus 125, so weird. Even when I put the prescription in, they went, "This is not normal." Yeah, no kidding. It's not normal. Anyway, so new glasses. And I just buy my glasses online because, you know, I got a pair of glasses, including shipping, everything for $60 instead of $200. I just can't justify. And she looked at my lens, you know, from this place, and she said that they were fine. You know, I can't justify paying that much money. I just can't. So they should be here within a week or two. So maybe I'll be able to use those, because I have reading glasses, and but maybe I'll be able to use the new one for like coloring, because it's a little further away than reading. So I find that these glasses here, like my reading glasses, it's okay, but it's not perfect, you know. I kind of have to bend down so that I'm a little closer to the page. So when she first said, I have to say, my breathing started going a little faster. And I think it's because of the trauma that we've had this year. So, and I get checked for glaucoma as it is. So I was already, panicking about that. She said that it hasn't changed. I have to do the glaucoma test, so they should call me within the next month or so. I think I'll schedule it for, I have to wait till after May. That's only a couple months, right? I'm just too busy right now. And where she said that what happens is that the iris is bigger on, like, inside. So it's not the iris, whatever it is on the inside. It's bigger on the left than it is on the right. But when she compared to, I went in December of 2022, and see, I was going to wait in January because December of 2024, it was just, Christmas. It's just too crazy. And I was like, oh, I'll wait till the end of January. And then everything started happening with my daughter, and everything for me went on the back burner. So last September, I was like, okay, now I'm going to call for, to get my eyes tested. And March was our appointment. So a long wait. But now, I'll go probably the beginning of June or something. And I'll get that done. And so, yeah, we did that. And so while I had my test done, my husband, we needed a few things, not too much. We needed better than bouillon chicken. I don't know if you've ever tried that before, but I don't use a lot. I just use like a spoonful, when I make stuff. And oh my gosh, it just adds such good taste to everything. And so we were out of that, so he bought some of that. We needed pickles and olives because Lexi is a little pickle monster. Every day she just sits there and all of a sudden she goes, pickle? I want a pickle, please. So anyway, I give her a pickle, and she only asked for one though. She knows she loves yogurt. We forgot to get yogurt, and she ate the last one on Tuesday, so she didn't have any for Wednesday. And so we have to get some this weekend. And she likes the frozen yogurts too. She calls them strawberry ice cream, but it's yogurt. So we'll go maybe I'll get him to get a couple packages, and then we'll have some for, a few weeks. And then what else? What else was going on this week? So I watched her Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And she went home early. Oh, my daughter's husband, he works, that they take care of plants and stuff. And anyway, I don't know what they were cleaning, but bleach went into his eyes. I need a drink of coffee. Bleach went into his eyes, so he ended up at the hospital. Or not eyes. And anyway, everything's okay. He had flushed it right away. So it's just been a week from, so my daughter was like, Mom, don't worry. Why are you freaking out? I'm like, because. What do you mean? Why am I freaking out? I don't know if I should have made those green. But I don't know. I don't think so. We'll just go with it. because it doesn't have a leaf on the edge. So I'm thinking it's just a branch getting bigger. And then at the end of the branch, then there's usually, you know, something starting. So I forgot to look at the time. Hopefully I don't go. I'm thinking I'll only have time to do the marker stuff for this and no pencil work. I don't know which pencils that I want to use this week. Maybe I'll use my Artex just for something, you know, something different. I've used my polychromos. I know I do not like my Prismacolors on this paper, so I definitely won't be using those, which is sad. Like, the Prismacolors are not cheap. I don't think I'll use my Black Widows, only because I only have that little set, right? And that's why I didn't use them for the entire thing for the last time. On the other, the Dragon, Enchanted Gate is what it was called. I didn't have enough colors to do the whole illustration, so then I went to my polychromos, which those are quickly becoming some of my favorite pencils. So I ordered the Inktense this week, which I already have a set, but I don't have the new colors. And hear me out. For me to order the new colors, I have to order them across the country. The shipping is ridiculous. And for 28 colors, should I do the same? Oh, too late. Yeah, I'm gonna do it the same. And then I'll just, I don't know, the shading, I'll try to do something different. So now I'm wondering if I shouldn't have done this more like a green. Of course, now I think about that now, right? Oh well, too late. Maybe I can, if I can find a dark green enough, maybe I can shade with green and try that. So the difference between getting all 100 pencils or just the 28, so we're talking like 72 pencils more, was less than $100. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna get the whole set. I'm just gonna get the whole set. And I'll have spares. And if I find I don't go through them enough, like I'll wait like a year and I can give them to my son, the 72 set. I bet you he would be tickled pink. Tickled pink. But I think I'm going to keep them for now because I definitely want to use them way more than I have been. So I think the books I'd like to start working on this week, next week, is, I think I want to start in Botanicum. In that I'm going to need my Inktense, which Erica from Elm Colors says that it buckles her pages bad. But I'm going to be following a tutorial by Shelley, Shell's Coloring Journey, and she used the Inktense. So I'm like, oh, but it'll be my test page. You know, if it buckles bad, it'll just be one page and then I won't be using Inktense anymore. I'll keep that in mind and not try to not use a lot of water and go from there. But she uses the Inktense on almost all the elements, so it's not just the background. So we will see, we will see. So I think it'll be fine, even though I did it all brown. Like I said, I'm going to try and find like a dark green maybe. And do that. Now, let me take this out. I'm just trying to see, do I want this blue and then it'll be close to the wing, or do I want this bluish green? I think I want the bluish green. I want that one. 178. 178. Here we go. I'm going to do the sky now. Why not? So then it'll feel like, oh, I forgot to, oh my goodness. Before I keep going, I forgot this. Every time, right? Every time I forget something. Every time. So last week I talked about how my husband's car wouldn't start up. So I left. We got it started up and we got it here. But now it won't start again. So this weekend he's going to try to figure out what's going on with that. And it creates a lot of issues because like tonight my grandson has hockey. So thankfully my sister-in-law usually comes to his games. So she's going to come and pick me up around 3:30. And then we'll go pick up my grandson and take him to the arena. And then we will go to the game. It's just an exhibition game tonight. The championship stuff is this weekend. Because they finished in first place, they're automatically in the semifinals. So that's Sunday. We don't know who we're playing yet because there's 2 games that have to happen. There's 2 quarterfinals and we'll be playing one of those teams. And yeah, kind of nerve-wracking. And then next weekend we got our schedule for the provincials. And of course I have to go fix that today or tomorrow. I had booked my live with my patrons on Friday. Well, he's got a hockey game an hour away. So I'm going to do it Thursday. I'm going to do it Thursday, and I have to fix something too on my computer before I do that. My OBS is freaking out every time I do a live, so I have to fix that. Eventually, I wouldn't mind doing lives for coloring, but I think first I want to figure out that OBS thing, and also I have to do it like down here. So I don't know how I would do that. You know, do I need to get another camera? It's like, oh my goodness, that seems like a lot. And I don't want to film upstairs for coloring because the chair, I have a standing desk for scrapbooking. Because scrapbooking, there's a lot of movement. You know, I have to go and grab this and grab that. And I'm just used to standing. So I made my desk a standing desk. And coloring standing up, I don't think so. So that's issue number 1. I do have a chair, but it's not very comfortable because I'm so high up. I don't know. I have to figure out the logistics of that first, right? And then maybe I'll start doing lives for coloring. There. Yeah, I like that I like that color for the background. And that's the Oros, Artex Oros. So I like that. Now I can't talk or I can't, say how they do for blending and all that stuff, but that's not, I wasn't too worried about that because that's not what I'm going to be using them for. I'm just going to be using them for a base. And because it was a pastel set, I'm like, this is perfect. I just wish they would have had like a pastel brown, like a really, really light brown. I would have loved that because then it would have been, I would have used that for the tree, but, or the trunk. It's okay. You can see the color from underneath. That's, if you see anything dark, that's all it is, but that's just from the paper from way back. I need another sip of coffee. I'm trying to drink it all before it gets too cold, and it's pretty cold right now. But there we go. Get this done. Then, so I don't know what else what else happened this week? Not too much, because hockey's winding down. They had a few practice, but like I said before, I, usually don't go to the practice. I go maybe once a week, but I don't go the rest of the time so I can get some filming done. And because I watch my granddaughter 3 days a week, it kind of really took away, but I have less days to film. I don't regret it. It's just a fact, right? Have less days to film, so whenever I can find time to film, I have to do it. I haven't even started their t-shirts yet. I'm making t-shirts for my grandson's hockey team. But I think I'll just give it to them at their last tournament. Again, my back wasn't doing great, so kind of putting it off, but maybe tonight I can finish the design, and then this weekend I can print all the sheets up. And because of my back, I have 17 to do, so because of my back, there's no way. I used to be able to do them all in one day, and I'm like, that's not happening. So what I'm going to do is maybe do the front design on 5 or 6, and then press them. Or maybe I'll do the 5 designs, because you have to tape them down. And then the next day do 5, the next day do 5. I don't know what would be the best way, because I want to do the same thing with pressing them. Just do like 5 a day, so then, if I do 5, 17 in 3 days, so that's 3 days for the front, 3 days for pressing the front, so that's 6. Then 3 days for the back, so that'd be 2 weeks. That's a bit much. That's about all I have left. So I'd have to do it every day if I'm going to do that. I just don't want my press, because I bring my press from upstairs to downstairs. I just don't want the heat press on my kitchen counter for 2 weeks. That's a lot. So maybe I can say completely do 5. So then I'll be done in 6 days. So do the sticking or whatever, and then press them. Do the sticking and press them. So then it'll take me 6 days. I think I like that much better. So if I start this weekend, I can print everything, all 34 sheets that I need for the front and back, because that does take time too. And so I'll print all the sheets, and then Monday I'll start. And I'll do, but see, I can do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Maybe I can do Friday because we don't have to be there. I can do it first thing in the morning before we leave. I can do 5. Saturday, it's not happening, and probably not Sunday. So that'll be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay, that's pretty good, because then I'll probably only have like 5 left to do, or 6 left to do. And I can do it the Monday after. And then it gives me 4 or 5 days of a buffer before we have to go to the last, tournament. Yeah, oof, but it means I definitely have to work on it this weekend. I'm glad I talked about it, because then I kind of worked it out, in my brain. Okay, that's smoke. So I'm not gonna, from the little thing here, so I'm not gonna do that. So yeah, and I have keychains too, but the keychains, I can do all of that in one day. So I'll do keychains. And then yesterday I bought them airheads. They love airheads. So I'll do that. And I don't know, maybe I'm trying to think of another little treat. I'm not sure what. Maybe it's something I can make, or maybe muffins, something. Or we can, I know what, we can get them each a Gatorade, which will help. And then maybe we can get a bag of oranges or something, which will help too. Oranges and apples or something. So that'll help. Give them energy. There. There. Love that. I love the color. I have to remember that. 178. And this color too, I forgot, but it dries really lighter, way lighter. And some places dried a little deeper, if you will, but that's okay. So as soon as I'm done this, I'm gonna go film my video that I need to do for Patreon. And tomorrow I have to do another one for Patreon, and Saturday I have to do another one. I don't know if I'll have time to do one on Sunday, but if I can do 3, that'll be great. I'd like to do one every week that I said, I want to do one for my scrapbooking channel. I haven't done one. By the time I finish all the other videos, my back is just wonk, wonk, wonk. So I'm like, okay, I can do a coloring one because I can sit for that one. So I've been doing these. Okay, where does the smoke go? I think it stops there, or maybe, I don't know. I'll make it stop over here because I'm not sure, so I'm just gonna make it smoke. Okay. So that is going to take up a lot of my time next week, getting those t-shirts done. But then I can relax, you know? I can relax. And my granddaughter in the morning, she plays in her playpen. It's open so she can go in and out. It's one of those, like, it's huge. It's just a way to keep her toys contained, you know? I mean, they end up all over the living room anyway, but at least I have a place to put them. It's like a big toy storage. And so I can definitely, maybe during the day, you know, within that 10 hours, I can stick the stuff on the front of the t-shirts or the back, whatever the case may be. And then then at night I can press them. I won't be doing the pressing when she's here, but then at night I can press them. On Tuesday I won't be able to press though, because it's hopefully, you know, they make it to the finals, the championship, the banner for their league. So that there's going to be a game at 6:15 that night. So it'll be, you know, I'll have to leave the house at like 4:30 to go pick up my grandson, and then my daughter will meet me at the rink and she can pick up Lexi. Lexi loves that. She loves to go pick up Mason. And it's so funny. It's like the kid can tell days and time. At 5 o'clock every day, when my daughter works till 5, she'll be, Mama, and I'll say, oh, Mama's gonna be coming soon, or where's my mommy, you know? Or she'll go to the door and, Mama, are you coming back? That was the one time when it was like 7, because her dad was picking her up that day. And then on Tuesdays, she'll be like, Mason, we get Mason? And I'm like, oh, not today, Boo. I call her Boo. And it's funny because we watch, what's that? Monsters, Inc. And he calls the little girl Boo. I'm like, oh, look, Boo, just like you. I totally forgot that he called her Boo. I've called her Boo since she was born. And so she has a little t-shirt that says, hey, Boo. She's my little Boo. Okay, so that was a 424 just for the caterpillar. I don't think these have names. They don't have names, just numbers. Just numbers. You know what? I'm going to put them away as since the container is right next to me. Now it's going really fast, right? Because it's little stuff. That's why I wanted to do the big stuff first. Now we're going to do Ohuhu YG01. And we're going to do the snail. I love R.J. Hampson's illustrations. He just came out with a new book. It's called Tiny Tales 3. I don't have Tiny Tales 1 and 2. I'm going to have to do some flip throughs and see if I want them. But his came out on the 10th, March 10th, and I ordered it on release day. And this one here I love because it has a little story throughout, and I'm like, oh, I love that. I only have a few books of his that I don't have. So I'm like, well, am I going to complete my collection? You know, we'll see. We'll see. I didn't pick a color for the bug. But I figured that by the time I finish all the rest of this stuff, it's gonna be, oh, I need to do the shell too. It's gonna be the 45 minutes, so. Now, next week, what I hope to work on is finish the other layout that we did last week, 178. I need the sky again because I didn't do right here between her legs there. Got sky. Is there anywhere else that I missed? I don't know if I want to do sky there or if I'm going to do chalk, right? And here I'm going to do smoke. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I might still do blue. I don't know. So I plan on finishing that one because I'm almost done. You know, I have like 4 or 5 things to do. And I hope on working on the Erie page. I don't think I'll finish it, but I hope to work on it. Because this week, another thing I want to do is maybe, because again, this week we started with 2 WIPS. I finished all those pages. I'm not complaining. It's good. But how am I going to end up with, I don't think, now, hear me out. I don't think I want 100 WIPs. That's not the point. I think that would overwhelm me. And, you know, everybody has their personalities and, you know, how they like to do stuff, you know. So I don't think I would want 100 WIPs. I think that would stress me out. It's the same as I wouldn't want to start 100 books, right? I think, or have 100 seasons, you know, 100 different shows going on either. I don't think I would want that. Oops, I hit the camera. Now, why do I have 166 there? Oh, okay, so 166 is for those, and 167 is, it was a different kind of flower, or not flower, but leaf. I'm glad I checked. So I'll do this, oh shoot, I went outside the line. This color here, you know what, I lowered my brightness on my phone, and I can't even tell if I'm in focus. I think I lowered it a little too much. So I'm going to do this color for these, and also all those little ones. I'm going to do this color, the 167. And I'm going to do the stem of those with this color. Now let's check. I'm so good at, oh, look, I didn't do that. Okay, I'm gonna have to take out that marker and do it right away. Again, because once I put this away, am I gonna forget? Like this, I changed the color and I didn't write it down, so I'd rather do it right away. Okay, so now we're gonna do 166 for the rest of them. I hope I got all of them. So 167. 166, okay. That looks different. Maybe it dries different? Well, that's what I wrote. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with it. That is different. I don't know if I like it. It totally dried different here, like it's a light green here. And here it's like an, I don't know. I don't know. Let's try 173. But then, even if I try it on here, no, I don't like that one. We're just gonna go with it. With the pencil crayons, I can maybe, you know, make it brighter. That's what I'll do. I'll make it brighter with the crayons. Okay. I forgot what I was saying now. So, yeah, that's why I go back right away and fill it in, because although I do have most of the colors on there, I think I don't have all of them. Okay, let's make sure that that thing is over so I don't end up coloring on the back side of this. I'll do that. And do this. Oh, when we went to Costco, they were selling a flat of 8 1-pound strawberries for $13.99, which reminds me that tonight I'm going to have to, I think we only have 4 cartons left. My granddaughter loves strawberries, so between her, me, and my husband, we ate, and I gave a carton to my daughter. We ate 4 of them, but now we have to cut up the rest and freeze them. So I have to do that today. Okay, so I'm going to do some mushrooms with 179, and I'm going to do some mushrooms with 407. 179 and 407. So we'll alternate. So we'll do yeah, I'll start with that one. I don't know if I want to do the, yeah, I'm going to do the bottom the same color. And then we'll skip a mushroom. And we'll do, so teal purple. That's going to be purple, so that'll be teal. Or not teal, but you know what I mean. This color here, turquoise. Minty. I think maybe on the sheet they have names. Purple and then teal. And then those are a different color. Okay. Oh, I didn't want to color the bubbles, but oh well. It's okay. Okay. Now we'll do the 407 for the rest of those mushrooms. It's just a really, really light, like lavender. So, okay. Then we might as well do the stems of the mushrooms after. And while I go upstairs, I have to remember to bring my computer because I need to photocopy the dragon. Okay, how come? What the hey? Didn't I see those? So that's teal. I went like this and I completely, I'm telling you. So teal, purple. And then I'll do that one teal. And I literally like scanned. Okay. I'll do this one. This week too, we were watching A Bug's Life, and this reminds me of that. Oh my goodness, my son, when he was 2.5, we drove to Toronto, which is like 18 hours away. And it was the day of the VHS, and we had bought a console with a VHS and a little TV in the back. And then, did I do that one? Yeah, it's just really pale. Okay, let me choose the color. This is 411. And all the way there, A Bug's Life. So he was like Lexi's age, right? A Bug's Life. And then back then you had to rewind the tape, and he would cry the whole time. So we would try to entertain him. Anyway, I had two other kids, which was, one was 8 and one was 14. So they were like, we're so over A Bug's Life. Oh, but it was a long way for a 2-year-old. What were we thinking? My goodness. And my mom came along too. And it was a lot. Okay, so those guys there is a pink. And I can't see the color. I wrote it down. I need to write it down in pen and not pencil. I put 422, but there's no 422. There's a 424. Oh yes, there's a 422. Okay. So I need that. Is it this one? Has to be. I kind of put all the markers together, thankfully. And I think that's 145. And I think that's 3. Oh my goodness. Yeah, pen, note to self, pen. Okay, so let's do the flowers. So that's 310. And I was just gonna color the whole thing. Now I'm doubting myself. I think I'll just do the petals. And I'll do the inside like a yellow. So for my granddaughter now to be watching A Bug's Life, it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny. Kind of funny. Okay, am I missing any flowers? I almost said, oh, I forgot that one, but no, it's colored. Okay, now I wrote a number on this for those, and I can't tell what it is. Is it 407? Isn't that what I used? Yeah. Oh, that's for the pants. 407 is for the pants. And what's 145? 145 is for her outfit. So I'm going to do it right now. $145 is for her outfit, and is it the flowers? But it doesn't look like 145. It looks like 4. I don't know. I could do this color. What in the world is... Oh, I forgot a piece of the sky. Right there. What was the sky? 178. I put it away. Right there. So, outfit. Let's keep going with the outfit. What's back there? I have no idea. Is it a scarf? I don't know. I'll do our hoodie for sure. our hoodie. There's a little bit back there. I think that's a scarf. More sky. More sky. Right here. Okay. Might as well leave it out. I'm going to find something else. And I think this was 407. The pants. And I think I had decided to do the flowers this color because then I can choose like this. No, I'm going to do the 408 because I did the mushrooms 407. So I'm going to do those ones, not 408, 145. 145. And then that way they'll be different. Okay. Yeah. Okay, maybe I can do the pink for his tongue in there. Just like that. Get these done. Okay, is there any more of those scary flowers? I think that's it. Oh, I forgot that flower. Man, I can see why I needed new glasses. I'm missing stuff. And you know what? When she got me to close my left eye and just look through my right, I was like, oh my gosh. You can tell that you don't, like I don't go around just looking through only my right eye, you know? So, yeah, my right eye is bad. But she said that it's all fixable right now. She said it could be 30 years before you need a surgery. So by then, you know, who knows? The technology right now is amazing. So in 30 years, it could be even more. So let's do the wings for 22. I didn't take out the colors for her skin, but I know I'm going to do R18 from Ohuhu. I just like that color a lot for skin. So I'm going to do that one. Oof, I am, oh, I was going to say my eyes are bugging out, but I can see the pink from underneath. Okay, I didn't choose the color for her hair either. Now I can see, okay, what did I not choose colors for? Oh, I had 109 over here. What did I want 109 for? Oh, maybe it was for... I'm going to try 25. Oops. 25 for the yellow. Yeah, that's good. I just want a pale, and then with the pencils, I can, this is just to cover the tooth, right? Just make it so that I have less pencil work to do. Am I missing any flowers? No. Let me go get R18, and then I'm going to get something for her hair. And the saddle, should I make it the same color as this? I think I will. E44. The little thing she's sitting on. The saddle. And the straps. So that's going to be cute. I really like the colors I chose. Okay. Okay. And I haven't chosen the bug too. Should I make his little bag so that it matches everything else? I'm going to make his little bag purple. You know, once you choose a color palette, you know, try to stick with it and not introduce too many new colors, and see where there's just a little bit of pink. I am going to make the butterfly pink. So I'm going to do their bodies and this part pink, like that. I'm going to do the same over here and the same over here. And that adds a little bit more pink to everything. Okay, so I'm gonna go choose something for her hair or face and the bug. I think I've chosen the rest of the markers for the rest of this illustration. I think I'm gonna do the smoke C0. So it's just like a really, really light gray. And then I'm just gonna, you know, just do a little bit of shadows on that so it'll look like white, but it'll be smoke. So we'll start with that. I realized that I'd forgotten this too. Just realized I didn't pick anything for the inside of that, but I'm not going to worry about that. We'll figure that out later. So I'm going to get this done. It's almost 1 o'clock now. Because I couldn't sleep all night. When I did fall asleep, I slept, I think it was 10:30 when I woke up. I usually don't sleep that late. So I'm going to use that 310 and I'm going to do the ladybug here. So it's a light pink, but I'll use, you know, closer to reddish, red pink for that. And then the top, like the dots, the black dots, I'll probably do them in gel pens. Oh yeah, the C0, I was going to do the bug too. Let's do the bug. Like that. And we're just going to do all of them, and then I'll create shadows and stuff. And yep. Oh, and these little antennas. Then the little wood thing, like the little stick, I'm going to do the same. E44. How many times have I opened the wrong end? Almost every time. Charger just fell on the floor. If you heard that, I don't even know if it was loud enough for you to hear, but okay. So where's that YGO1? Because I think I'm just gonna color all that stuff. I guess him, this part should be that color, but then that is part of the, like the robot thing, so that should be gray. So the C1 this time. Okay, now, what else is left? Oh, our 18, her skin. We're almost done, and we'll be done for today. And the trim I might do in gel pens. And I just remembered that the scarf, I want to do that in pink. I'm might do the trim in pink, but with gel pens. And then her hair, I got E43. So then I can decide whether I want her to be a blonde or a brunette. It's kind of in, I guess she's going to be a brunette. It looked way lighter here. It doesn't matter. I should have looked at my swatch chart, but I really wasn't, you know, leaning on one more than the other. I just thought, then I can decide. But she's going to be a brunette. Okay. Now the teeth. Should I do C0? I think so. I mean, that really doesn't matter because it won't take much to cover that. There we go. And do I want to do the wings of the butterfly? I think I'll do those in gel pen. Okay. So that's it. That is the progress that we made. Hey, I forgot half her hair. I'm telling you, I am missing stuff. Missing stuff. Not good. Okay, now we are done with the progress. And maybe I'll work on this tonight, but I think I'll be working on maybe I'm going to do the caterpillar's leg in YG01 on the kids' t-shirts, the designing tonight, because I need to have that done by the weekend. So probably won't work anymore on that, but at the end of the video, by the time I post it on Saturday, I'll have a progress photo to see how far I got into getting this page completed. Today we're going to work in Mythographic Dragon Spell, and no, that's not the page we're doing. Oof, I'm glad I did this because I thought that was in between, so I would have put some ink onto that beautiful page. Okay, so we're gonna work on this dragon here. I have my markers pulled. I said earlier that I was gonna photocopy this, and I didn't do that. I just went to town and just figured out what colors I wanted to use for most of the stuff on here. So we're gonna get started. I think we're gonna get started. Should we do the tree first? I think I'm gonna have to use, you know, come back to the markers quite a few times because sometimes it's hard to tell what's what, like what's tree, what's bones here, who knows. Okay, so we're gonna start with E70. And that is going to be the trees. Let me make sure I'm in focus, and I'm going to start my timer because I don't want to do more than 45 minutes because today, after I finished, I guess it was yesterday because it's 1 o'clock in the morning, peeps. I could not sleep, so I just decided. Is that tree? Okay, so that's all tree, right down to here. Okay. I just decided, you know what? Instead of tossing and turning, you've been literally tossing and turning for like 3 hours. Like, what a waste of time, right? And I don't understand why I'm not sleeping because I didn't sleep last night. Hardly any. So I am exhausted. That's probably why, because I'm just overtired. So I'm like, you know what? Go color for a bit. Maybe it'll make you tired and then maybe you'll sleep. we'll see. We'll see if that theory works. I hope so, because I have so much work to do tomorrow. But then I thought, you know what? If you do this part, then it's like you're doing tomorrow's work anyway, because this was on my list to do, to get done. And I got it done. So after we were talking, I remembered that I had a sourdough bread that I had to bake. I made it yesterday. It was funny because I used to make sourdough bread like almost like every 2 or 3 days. I would make a sourdough bread, and then I don't know, I just got exhausted with everything that was going on, and that was one thing that I just kind of let go. I was still feeding my sourdough every day, but I wasn't making sourdough bread. What I decided, I did a bit of research yesterday, and my sourdough is 2 years old now, this month. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to store it in the fridge. And once a week, I'll take it out and I'll make sourdough bread. And then whatever I have left, I'll throw it in with the discard, if you will, or my sourdough starter. By the way, I called my sourdough starter Winnie because I think I talked about this before, but my favorite movie of all time is Hocus Pocus. I have watched it, I'd said about 50 times last time, but it's got to be more than that. Way more than that. It's probably over 100 times. I just love it so much. And I hear they're supposed to be making a Hocus Pocus 3, and I'm here for it. Because now I watch number 1, and then I'll watch number 2. And I know a lot of people said, or some people said, that they didn't like number 2. I loved it. I loved it. I loved how they went sort of back in time, and it was like the young Winnie, and I just love the whole story. And I have my granddaughter hooked on them too. I have t-shirts, Hocus Pocus t-shirts, and I wear them all year round. Anyway, she sees my t-shirt and she says, "The witches are back." She loves it too. Oh, this is hard to tell what's what. I think this is tree. This is all tree. This is tree here. Is this? No, that can't be tree. But I think this is. It's too late. I've committed. It is tree now. Okay. So after we talked, I did that because my grandson last week was here. And I guess he had been saying it to my husband all this time, but I don't know if he didn't want to, I don't know, put pressure on me to make sourdough bread. He knows that it's, he's 13, so he knows what kind of year we've had, And so anyway, last weekend, he just kind of casually said, "Mammy, how long has it been since you made sourdough bread?" But I guess he'd been saying to my husband, like, he almost comes every weekend. And he'd been saying to my husband, "No sourdough bread again? I think this is tree right here. No sourdough bread again this weekend," So anyway, where he mentioned it last weekend, I was like, you know what? I can make a loaf, and it turned out so good. And it's so much healthier for you than store-bought bread. I just didn't have the oomph in me, I guess. But it's not that hard to make. It's just, you have to think about it, you know, like you have to plan, because in the morning you have to feed your starter. Then you have to wait for that starter to rise. And then you make your bread. Then you have to do the stretch and folds for basically 3 hours, every half hour for 3 hours. And then you put it in a banneton. And then I leave it on my counter for a few hours. And then just before I go to bed, I stick it in the fridge. And it stays there all night. And it does the fermentation thing. And, you know, basically the difference between sourdough bread and regular bread is the yeast, or your starter, is healthier, because it's not, the yeast, what they do is they put like a coating over top, and it doesn't, I colored on the flour, it doesn't, it makes it really hard to digest, the yeast. So with the sourdough bread, basically it starts the digestion process for you when it does the fermentation and stuff, when you leave it overnight. And so it's way easier on the stomach, and it's so good, and it's got no sugar in it. It's your starter, water, flour, and salt. That's what goes in a sourdough bread. So I was watching a girl yesterday, because I'm getting kind of tired of feeding it every day, and I saw on, you know, on YouTube, you know, like the caption, don't feed your sourdough every day. And I'm like, oh, I'm interested in that. Or you don't need to feed your sourdough every day. And I'm like, I'm interested in that. So I went, and I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it. I do have some dried sourdough, or frozen sourdough, not dried, frozen sourdough. I'm going to use R20 for the tree. I want a pink tree. So yeah, I have some in a freezer, so if something happens to it, I can just take it out and have, you know, in a few days, it'll be just as active. But it should work, because technically what she was saying, you know, when you put it in the freezer, or in the fridge, not the freezer, it goes to sleep. So you don't need to feed it because it goes to sleep, but you kind of do, because then she said, you know, make your bread, and then whatever's left over, put it on top of what's in the fridge. So that's fresh flour, right? So it kind of still feeds it, or whatever. Maybe it's not as, you know, hungry or whatever. But I'm just going to color it all pink. And I think with my pencils is where I'll make shadows and highlights and all that. I'm just doing the base here. So I told you it was late at night. It's after 1 in the morning. After 1 in the morning. And I figured, hey, if I can do this part, maybe tomorrow I can, was that supposed to be sky? I think that's supposed to be sky. Maybe finish a page. I haven't finished a page since the 8th, I think. And today, well, today's the 13th. And so I wouldn't mind finishing a page. Maybe I'll try to finish that R.J. Hampson Enchanted Castle because I'm almost done with that one. I think I'd like to work also. I'd like to start another WIP. I think I'm going to start in Botanicum, the page that I have in there. I think I want to work on that today. And what else? Maybe work on the other R.J. Hampson page that I did yesterday with you guys. I finished all the base, the marker base, but I think I would like to start the pencil work, or maybe at least, the very least, at least find the pencils and stuff that I want to use. So that would be helpful. So I think in the Botanicum page, I just want to do the background tomorrow. It's using Neo colors, so it'll be fun doing that. I like doing backgrounds with Neo colors. So I'll do that background, work on R.J. Hampson. I don't know if I'll work on this one again or not. Maybe I can choose the pencils for this too. I have 2 videos I have to do upstairs. I did 2 today, so that's good. But I'd like to do 2 tomorrow. I have 7 to do, so I did 2 today, 2 tomorrow, maybe 1 on Saturday, maybe 2 on Saturday. And then I'll be almost done. Maybe what I'll do next week is get up a little early before my granddaughter comes and do that last video. And then that'll be done. And then it'll only be the t-shirts. If I can eliminate one thing, right? One thing that I have to do, then every minute that I have, I can be working on those t-shirts. The 2 videos I did today, one I had to upload right away, and the other one I've already edited it and I've uploaded it. So that's ready to go for Monday. So tomorrow I want to do Tuesday's video for my patrons and Thursday's video for next week. And then I have to work for the videos of the week after next week. Just because of all the hockey games we have, I just won't have time. But I forgot too that I can get up in the morning, and it's not fun. I already have to get up early. So this means that I would have to get up like at 6:45, and it's like, oh, so hard. So the more I can do tomorrow, the better. So I also worked on a list today of the books that I want to focus on for the rest of the year. Well, at least 4 for now. I left room so I can add more. So we're going to do YGO1 for the bones. Yeah, so I left room so that I could add more books like later on this year. Like if I decide, okay, yeah, I've worked on these 4 for the last 4 or 5 months, you know, I want to change it up and I want to color in different books now, or keep some of the ones that I'm doing add some more. And I went and added like little grids in my journal so that I can keep track. Now, I didn't know if I should add the pages that I've already done in those books, and I think I will, because I've been saying since the beginning of the year, oh, I'm focusing on these books. And the books are Africa, Meine Reise durch Africa from Rita Berman. I'd like to, do at least 9 more pages in that, so 1 a month. And then I have Lulu's House of Wonder, which I also want to do another 9 in there. And which other one? Oh, Fairy Tale Worlds. I definitely want to do another, at least 9 is what I should say, at least 9. If I do more, great. But I also want to give love to my other books, right? So, and then mythographic books, I'm not picking one specifically. I just put mythographics. And the reason for that is I just have so many mythographic books and I love them all. So I don't want to just do one. So if every month I can pick actually a different one, that would be great. Because I think I have about 12 mythographic books, or at least. So that way, if I color in 9 from here till the end of the year, it'll almost color in each one of them because I've already colored, well, I think this is the second one. I colored one in Frozen Fantasies, and now this one. And I'm okay if I don't color in the same one. That's okay. I'm okay with coloring in different ones. I just want to give them some love. And they're fun because I can use my alcohol markers in them and then go over top with pencils. Now, I don't know what pencils I'm going to go over top. This is bone too. With this page, I don't know. I might try, I don't know. A lot of my Black Widows are coming in on Sunday. So if I don't work on this page till then maybe I'll do Black Widows just so that, yes, it's a new thing coming into my room, but I'm trying to see. It's so hard to see, man. Okay, this is all bone. Yeah, I have something new coming into my room, but I am going to use it right away. So I like that. And I have my new Inktense coming in with all the new colors. I'm so excited. I've been humming and awing about those 4 months because I do have the set of 72. But like I said, it was literally like $100 difference. And I was getting, you know, so much more pencils, like 80 some pencils for like $100 more. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do it. And I'm just gonna have to make sure to use my Inktense a lot. a lot. Now, let me know in the comments below, do you have a lot of WIPS going on at once, or are you the type of person that once you start something, you like to finish it? That's usually how I am. Like, I was having like at the most 2 WIPS, and you know, instead of not feeling like working on something, it's the opposite. When I start, then I feel like I want to finish it, you know? I ordered a book tonight, like a regular reading book, and it's Just Friends by Haley Pham. I'm sure you guys have watched her on YouTube. She's married to Ryan Trahan. I love them. I love watching last summer the 50 States in 50 Days. And anyway, it was on sale. It was $6 off. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to support her. I'm going to buy the book, you know? She's a new author. I love watching her videos. And I always love her take on books and stuff, like the way she talks about books. And so I'm anxious to read. And today I was watching her video about the last 4 years, you know, like of her starting to write and the book and all this stuff. And, you know, she was talking about the chapter headers, and, you know, she put a lot of thought into the whole thing. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to get the book. So I think it's coming in on Sunday too. Have you guys noticed, like before, in Canada, here anyway, I don't know, I'm in Canada, but before, when we did Amazon Prime, like everything was like 2 days. Now, everything is like almost a week. Like I ordered stuff like on Tuesday, and it's like it's coming in on Sunday. And it was like, what? What's going on? Like I could see around Christmas. But right now I'm like, why? I mean, it's not the end of the world. I think we are definitely a society now that it's like, okay, I want it now. Like I ordered something and I wanted it yesterday, you know? So I'll be fine waiting till Sunday. Sometimes I get a little surprise and it comes in like the day before. But, okay, this is, what is all this? Well, I know it's teeth, so the rest, I guess, I'll do this color. I love this marker. That's the only thing with the Ohuhus. Yes, you can get refills, but you can only purchase them from the company. And they're all sold out. They're all out of stock. So it's like, okay. I don't know when I'll be able to get refills for this, but because this is probably a color I'm going to use a lot. I really like it. So I'm going to do the whole dinosaur this color. I thought I would do like the biggest thing first. So the tree and the dinosaur. And then that way, maybe it'll give us a little bit more clarity on everything else, you know? It didn't take me that long to pick the markers. So maybe I'm getting better. I mean, I don't know what the page is going to look like, too. But Maybe I'm getting better at this. Choosing colors and stuff. So the sourdough bread was ready at 3:10 and we were leaving at 3:30. And I told my grandson that I would make him a peanut butter sandwich. He just loves the sourdough bread. But I said, you should only have it after the game, you know, make sure you have a good meal. Oh, that should have been grass. Before we go pick you up. So the bread was so hot, I just cut it. And then I put on a piece of paper towel, and then I brought bags along, and then I let the bread cool in the truck. I put peanut butter in a little cup, and then I brought it along, and then while I was waiting for him, I put the peanut butter on, and he ate it gladly. He had an amazing game tonight. They won 1-0, and he's the one that scored the goal. Oh, it was a good game. It was just an exhibition game because they haven't played in a while. It's the end of the season. So we have the championship games this weekend. And that's based, like, after Christmas, it's basically a playoff, and you placed, you know, from 1 to 6, and we were in first place. So we didn't need to do the quarterfinals. So we just went right to the semifinals because of our placing. So it was a long time for us not to play. Okay, I think we're going to do the sky next, B000. And there's 16 minutes left. I don't mind keep going until this is done, but the videos are so long. But I really want to do 2 a week to try and get me to do more WIPS and try to, you know, I still want to finish stuff. Don't get me wrong. Wasn't there some sky over here? And I said, oh no, that should have been sky. Maybe that was it. I don't remember. If I find it later, I'll fix it. Yeah, so I'm doing this so that I have more WIPS because I was, you know, working on 2 and finishing them and working on 2 and finishing them. Last week, I ended up with, I think it was 6 WIPS. But then I ended up finishing 5 pages. But that's my hope, is that because I have some, you know, a bunch started, then all of a sudden I just start working on, you know, a few pages, and boom, you know, one of these months, maybe I'll be one of those that has like 30 pages done in a month. And it's because I have a bunch of WIPS and work on them a little bit. And then all of a sudden I have a whole bunch done. And that's why this March I decided to, I think I chose 20 books. So I think the way I'm going to do it in April, I'm going to be like, these are the pages I want to finish in the month of April. And these, the rest, you know, the rest of the books that I show, these are the books that I want to start in April. So the WIPS, these are the pages I want to turn into WIPS. So not that I think that I'll be able to finish every page in those 20 books that I choose. But maybe I can create a bunch of WIPs in like that page that we did last week, right? All I have left is just a few little things. And I really didn't work on it that often, you know. I worked on other stuff instead and got all the other pages done last week. And I think the night before, so last night, so Wednesday night, I worked on that page. I'm gonna have to turn it around and get the sky done. So I think that's gonna look really cute with the blues and the pinks. And what I did was, as I was choosing markers, I was just scribbling on a piece of cardstock, and I was scribbling each marker kind of next to each other. And then I was going like, that marker really clashes with that one, or, oh, I really like, you know, that blue with that pink. So that's how I chose my colors, with scribbles. And it seemed to work. And where there's not a lot of elements, I think that's why I didn't need, that's grass, that's not tree. I flipped the book around. I didn't need to write down all the elements, like the colors I was going to use, because it was like tree, leaves on the tree, grass, dinosaur, and flowers. And I don't think I chose anything else. I figured that will be more than enough for the 35 minutes or 45 minutes. And then I can choose the rest. I think for the girl's dress, like her outfit and stuff, I think I'm gonna pick colors that's already on the page. So I'm either gonna pick that pink, or I'm gonna pick the purple. I should have done that there, but pencils, if you remember the sky from last week, oof, it was bad. I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to fix that, and it was fine. I don't know if I have a refill for this marker. Feels a little dry. Hopefully I have a refill. I have a book that I have kind of all of that written down, whether I have the refill, how much this marker weighed when I weighed it, and I even put the date. I do have a video on my channel on how to refill Copic markers. That's not guessing work, you know, like, oh, I'm gonna put 14 drops and just hope that that is going to do it, you know. Okay, we're gonna do the grass, YG11. And then I'm thinking the timer's gonna go off. So we're not gonna get to do everything. But I think once the timer goes off, what I'll do is I'll tell you the colors that I chose. I'm just gonna do it all green. Like, I'm not gonna do dirt or anything. Just gonna do it all green. then with shadows and everything else, then we can make some sort of differences. What is going on down here? Okay, that little corner is done. Jeez Louise. Get this little corner done. Okay. Well, I hope this is going to make me tired. And I can go to sleep. And sleep for the rest of the night. I can't say all night because it's going to be like 2 o'clock in the morning by the time I finish this. So it's going to be a late night. It's okay, I can sleep in tomorrow. My husband refs like hockey, and he got 2 games to ref tomorrow night. So he's gonna be just getting home probably around 10 tomorrow night. So I figure I'm going to have lots of time to film videos and edit videos. I'm going to finish my haul tomorrow. I got another book that came in today, and I think that'll be it for this haul. So I'll finish filming the haul, and then I can post that probably tomorrow, because everything else I've already uploaded it to my computer and I've edited that part, like all those clips. And then I just have 2 more books to film. And that will be done. There's some in here. So I'll do that video, and then I want to do the video too of the books I want to concentrate on for the rest of the year. And I want to show you how I'm going to keep track of it. And then I also have to edit this video, and I have to make the thumbnails for it. The thumbnails for the book haul. Oops. I'm getting sloppy. You can tell that it's late at night. So yeah, the team that they were playing tonight, we figure that's the team that we're going to meet in the finals on Tuesday. So they wanted to play us again. They want to beat us bad because they've never beaten us. They tied us once. But we've always won the game, so they want to beat us so bad, and I hope it doesn't happen during the finals. We beat them all year and then lose in the finals, lose the banner. That would be sad. So they're a good little team though. There, oh, a little bit back here. You know, just a little bit of markers, a little bit of color, and look at how much this page is coming to life. I love it. So that's like flowers and stuff. Okay, so we did the grass. The girl's hair, I was going to use E42. And then I can use some darker pencils to do like shades and highlights. Well, lighter pencils to do highlights, but I just wanted to keep the same tones. So her hair is done. Then her face and arms and stuff is going to be R18 from Ohuhu. I just really like that shade. Okay, it must be close to ringing and it's going to scare the living lights out of me. I just know it is because it always does. Okay, so there's like 2 minutes left, but I started coloring the flowers. I'm going to do BV000, and I think those here, I'll do like a teal. Maybe this BG11, and then I can do a darker colors, darker teal colors over top. So we'll just do this one flower. And I don't know, I'll pick a green for the stems and stuff. And again, at the end of the video, whatever progress I've done, I will show you a progress photo for both pages that we worked on this week. And we'll see if they're going to be done for next week. We'll see. I can't see both of them being done, but maybe the same as last week and at least one of them. I'm going to be busy in the next week, so it's going to be a busy week. Busy week. But it's okay. Do you find that, like, the busier you are, the more stuff you get done? The less busy you are, the less stuff you get done? I find when I have a ton of stuff to do, I'm way more productive. Because it's like, I don't know, my brain shifts into high gear or something, and it's like, I have all these ideas and boom, 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 I just get it done. Just get it done. Plan on getting quite a bit done this weekend too. I like to relax too a little bit. You know, have a little bit of downtime. That's not like editing or doing something else. I think that BG11 is going to look good too. I just like all these pastel flowers. Now, I don't know if this flower, is this one just closed? I'm going to assume yes, but I didn't want to do these flowers the same color. I never even noticed those till, that's what I mean. Like once you start coloring in, it's like, oh, okay. I had just kind of focused on those. I didn't really see these little guys here. Okay, so at least you have a little idea of what everything's going to look like. These are going to be purple. Those are going to be blue. I still haven't decided her outfit. I think I'm going to give her a pink dress because there's just so many of them. And this is at the very top. So then it brings some pink to the middle here. So I'm going to give her a pink dress. Oh my goodness. One thing I was doing too is I watched 2 episodes of Virgin River. It's like I'm trying not to watch the whole season in one night, because at the beginning of the show they were like recap, and I'm like, I don't remember that. Did I watch that? And then, you know, I would see a little bit and I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that now. It's because you watch, you know, 10 episodes in like 2 days. So you're just too many of them in a short span. That's why you can't remember. But it's all right. I can go back and watch the season before if I want to, if I must. So I think I mentioned we're watching The Rain. We're on season 3. I think we only have like 5 episodes left and we'll be done the series. And then we'll choose something else and we just watch 1 episode a night just because we have too many other things to do. So, okay. All right. I think we're going to stop it here. I'm going to finish it off with you, but I think I'm going to, before I go to bed, I'm going to color in these purple flowers. And I don't know, there's some greenery there and I see 1 flower, so probably I'll do it the blue the same as that one. But that's it. Those are my 2 partially completed page for this week. And again, stay tuned because I'll have progress photos for each of those. Let me see. Let me bring it up. So I'll have progress photos for each of those. And if you've been here this whole time, thanks for being here with me. And we will see you next week. And I want to thank you so much for watching. Bye.